Hello there, it's Mrs. Ludlow, and it's Friday as I like to say in class. We're going to be using synonyms and having a look at synonyms today, but for a starter we're going to have a look at a rather lovely poem, and this poem contains similes, very similar word actually, but with a different meaning, and we're looking for similes that are that use the as or like to compare one thing to something else, and it's a really nice strategy to use in writing. So let's have a little look at this poem together. Black as words on printed pages, sad like tigers locked in cages, long as thread unrolled from spools, straight like legs on wooden stools, quiet as a school at night, happy like a bird in flight, tight as fuzzy skin on peaches, white like dunes of sand on beaches, cold as scoops of frozen peas, fun like writing similes. So we're going to complete some similes using your creativity. Try and write 4 or more words on each line. The first one is as round as, second one is bright like, and third one is as heavy as. So it's comparing something round to something else that you can think of. And if you sort of do as a very simple one, as sort of round as a circle, something quite obvious, you can actually add, we're expecting you to sort of add a little bit more detail in, so that you can, really encourage people to be excited about your writing. So if I think of as round as something, I might think of, for instance, as round as my washing, spinning in my washing machine. As round as the sun is quite a sort of basic one really, or as round as something as round as a ball. You can use those easy sort of simple ones, but try and really extend your writing and your thoughts as well. So I'm going to let you pause this to have a little try and extend your thinking for those 2 last ones. Okay, so hopefully you've had a little think about those. As bright like and as heavy as. It could be as heavy as your feet when you're trudging home tired, or going up a hill. Heavy as your legs feel. Really put some interest into those ideas. So today, as I said, we're looking at synonyms of words. And here's Mr. Sloth here, who is just amazed at what we're getting up to. But he's saying, great, but what are they? So let's have a little think about what are synonyms. Have a little think now. Synonym. Sometimes to find extra synonyms, we use a book in school that can help us with these. And we use a dictionary, and there's another type of book that we look up. It's in alphabetical order. It's a thesaurus, and it's full of synonyms. Synonyms are words that are very similar, have a similar meaning to other words. So we've said round or circular, they would be synonyms. Strong and muscular, they're synonyms too. Okay. Why are they really useful? Well, in writing, they are a way of making your writing more exciting and interesting. So this is something that will encourage people to want to read, and for you to express yourselves in much more exciting ways. Okay, you need another word. I need another thesaurus to look up exciting, don't I? And change that word. It just makes it more interesting. Okay. So we've got a word here that he's using that's a very common word, and he's saying, I'm so happy. And I think that's from The Emperor's New Groove, that little gif. So I like that film, that's really good. So let's think of that word happy. How many words can you think of with a very similar meaning to the word happy? Okay, so you can pause it here and have a little think. And hopefully you've had a bit of time, and you might want to choose your favourite out of the ones that you've thought of. or we can share some more here. You've got merry, cheerful, jolly, pleased, glad, delighted, and ecstatic. That's very, very happy. If you're ecstatic, you're thrilled. Okay, so now you're going to do your best thinking. So I've got to put some words up here in a second, and I want you to think of one synonym for each one of these words. And if you want to pause the video after we've got them all up, you might want to challenge yourself and think of two for each one. So it's really about extending your thinking and your vocabulary here. Don't forget, you're always reading books and discussing things in class, and your vocabulary, the different words that you use, they are extending all the time. So if you do your best thinking here, then you might think of some great words that you can use in your writing. You're going to be doing some writing today. So we've got these two words here. We've got tiny and cry. We've got the word wrong and angry, huge and high. And they're quite simple words. They all have very different meanings to each other. And I want you to think of a word for tiny. You might say minuscule or minute, dinky, little tiny thing. Okay, and then the same for each one of those. How many words can you think of? And I expect you can think of quite a few for these. Okay, so you can pause it here and challenge yourself here to really extend that vocabulary. Okay, brilliant. So we're on to next part of our little PowerPoint today. Today, what your task is going to be is to investigate words and their synonyms. So we're going to get a little section of words that come up, and you're going to have 5 words in total, and one of those words that Mrs. Lalo's put in for you is a trap, and it's not a synonym for that for the basic word. How rude is that? Mr. Rude's here to say, how rude is that, Mrs. Lalo, putting in traps? Terrible. So in each section you can circle the odd word that is not the synonym for the main word, and they're going to be set out like this. So here's your example: eat. So the meaning of basically when you eat, you devour something, you gulp, you feast, and you drip. Well, one of those is a trap and does not mean the word eat, so it's not a synonym. And the word that's a trap is drip, because all the others are taking food and things into your mouth. Okay, so devouring and gulping and feasting on food, and dripping is not eating. Okay, so the final thing that you're going to be doing today is you're going to have a word bank with pairs of synonyms, and I want you to choose your favourite one from each of the pair and then use it in a sentence. And it's really, they're sort of linked to our lovely topic, our scrumdiddlyumptious topic, and they are words that you could use for sentences that describe something terrible happening in the kitchen. Now luckily earlier this week when we did our baking in class, we had no disasters or catastrophes in the kitchen, which was great. It's just a shame we didn't get to finish that off in school, but that's one of those things, I'm afraid. So we've got words like fall and plummet, burst and explode. These are all things that can go wrong in a kitchen, and I'm just going to leave you with that. The other thing that you might want to do, and I don't want you to put pressure on people to use a computer today, but you may want to go online and use a thesaurus today, because we haven't got thesauruses. I've got one here, but we haven't got those for you to use at home. You can, if you happen to have one, that's brilliant. But if not, you can do a safe search online using Safe Search Kids. This is a Google-powered safe search that is safe for children. If you go through this browser, then you can stay relatively safe, but you must check with an adult first. And please don't put pressure on people to use laptops and things. We're all trying to work hard together at home, and we want you to not put pressure on and be awkward. If there is something that you really think, I want this extra word, or you want to do some research and find out some extra ones, that would be amazing if you can. Okay. and that would be brilliant. So I'm going to finish here now, and hopefully you'll manage that work today. And as it's Friday, we're going to put a little bit more. I think there's another topic, little topic lesson coming online as well today, and hopefully you'll enjoy doing that work. Okay, and have a lovely weekend, and Mrs. Ludlow is asking you now to stay safe. Okay, see you later. Bye now.